Hey, Washington Commanders fan. Today, we need to talk about a topic that could directly impact the future of our offensive line. Pay close attention because what I'm about to tell you could be crucial for the upcoming season. And look, this story has twists, expectations, and even a bit of mystery in the air. Of course, we'll also bring you 3 more important news stories about all the behind-the-scenes movements of the Commanders. But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and leave your like. It all began with great expectations surrounding Timothy McKay, a name that didn't even show up in the draft, but caught the attention of the Commanders' top brass right after the event. General Manager Adam Peters didn't hesitate before securing his presence on the roster, even offering a considerable sum of $275,000 in guarantees. That's right, more than most players chosen in the 6th round. Why? McKay has rare physical and athletic attributes, the kind of player who, if he works out, can change the course of an entire unit. But now, a setback might put all of this at risk. It turns out that a serious injury, suffered during the pro day at North Carolina State University, completely changed the scenario. According to journalist Ben Standig from The Athletic, McKay tore his shoulder labrum, which is expected to keep him not only out of practices, but also away from the start of training camp. The situation is so serious that he might start the season on the physically unable to perform list. And let's face it, for someone trying to earn a spot as an undrafted free agent, UDFA, this kind of delay is a tough blow. As a fan, I confess I was frustrated. We were all excited about the idea of seeing a raw, yet to be polished talent entering the battle for a starting position in a unit that has evolved but still needs adjustments. The team invested, bet big, showed confidence, but now everything depends on time. And when it comes to an injury, especially to the shoulder, caution is needed. The problem is that the NFL waits for no one. And with so many names vying for space, McKay needs to fight not only against the pain, but against the clock as well. The curious thing is that even knowing the severity of the injury, the Commanders decided not to back down. The decision to maintain the investment shows that there is something special about this player. The coaching staff and the management seem to believe that with patience and the right rehabilitation process, McKay can indeed become an important figure in the future of the franchise. It's not every day that a UDFA receives this kind of vote of confidence. This speaks volumes about the potential they see in him. Of course, this confidence comes at a price: time. And time, as we know, is gold in professional football. McKay can't afford to make mistakes. Any rushed attempt to return could not only worsen the injury, but compromise the whole career plan. Therefore, the moment calls for balance. He needs to focus on a complete recovery with professionalism and maturity, even if the anxiety becomes overpowering. And between you and me, this weight will test the fans' nerves as well. By the way, don't you also feel that if everything goes right, McKay could be that hidden gem nobody expected? Because I can't stop thinking about the possibility of seeing him in the second half of the season, stepping in and changing a game with his physical strength. And look, I'm not alone. Even within the locker room, some say he could surprise us if he comes back 100%. But until then, the fans need to be patient. And of course, keep believing. Today we need to have a serious conversation. This isn't just any speculation. We're talking about one of the best pass rushers in the league, a talent that can change the course of our defense. Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals is getting closer to leaving. And guess who might be waiting for this moment? Yes, our Washington Commanders. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and comment on what you would do if you were Adam Peters in this scenario. Because what's happening behind the scenes is just too hot to ignore. Since the Bengals officially allowed Hendrickson to seek a new team via trade, the Washington Commanders' name has strongly emerged as a possible destination. But the most curious part is that, so far, nothing has been done. No trade. No blockbuster signing for the position. No draft move aimed at strengthening the pass rush. And this raises a big question. Are the Commanders waiting for exactly this stalemate in Cincinnati to finally explode? And look, if the management is waiting for a rupture, it seems like it's coming. After weeks of silence and tension between the player and the franchise, Hendrickson decided to speak up with ESPN and then with the local media. He revealed a situation of total lack of communication with the team, and even more seriously, reported that he was threatened with fines if he did not attend the mandatory minicamp in June. According to him, the message came directly from Coach Zach Taylor. This is the kind of thing that usually leaves deep wounds in a locker room. In the interview, Hendrickson was straightforward. When asked if he would be willing to play under the current contract, which is worth $21 million and ends at the end of this season, he simply replied, no. Just like that. No beating around the bush. This shows that the issue has already surpassed the financial side. As a fan, I wonder, is he just seeking long-term security, or is this relationship completely broken? Whatever the answer, this level of public exposure rarely ends well. Hendrickson further explained that the problem started with money, like so many disputes in the NFL, but now the situation has taken a personal turn. He and his family, including his wife and son, no longer believe in an internal solution. Taylor's message, received just days before mandatory activities began, only reinforced this feeling of rupture. And look, fan, when a player feels like the coach isn't on his side, it's hard to repair. This could expedite an exit that once seemed unlikely. And this is where the Washington Commanders come in. Even without aggressive moves this offseason, interest in the player remains alive, with the roster needing reinforcements on the defensive line, especially after changes last year. Bringing someone like Hendrickson could immediately elevate the team's standard. But there's an important detail. Adam Peters, our general manager, is known for not easily opening the wallet. He has avoided long and expensive contracts. So, would he be willing to make an exception for Hendrickson? The answer depends on many factors. The level of rupture between the player and the franchise, the price demanded in the trade, and of course, how much Peters believes Hendrickson can be a key player in this new cycle of the team. The fact is that if the Bengals genuinely open negotiations, the Commanders would be in a prime position to advance, with cap space, technical need, and a sports project that seems increasingly solid. But, as always, everything will depend on the timing and the stance of our front office. Now tell me, fan, with all this tension between Hendrickson and the Bengals, do you think it's worth the risk to bet big on a player who clearly wants out, but may also demand a hefty contract? Leave your opinion in the comments. And of course, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and share this video with other Commanders fans. Here, we follow every step of the team, always with the vision of someone who truly supports. You won't believe the bombshell that just dropped, and I guarantee you, if you're the type who lives every moment of the game with emotion, stick with me until the end, because this news is going to shake you. Yes, the NFL might have done it again. And this time, the target is us, on the most symbolic day of the year. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment on what you think of this league's decision. But hold on, there's much more to come. For a few days now, rumors about the Commanders playing on Christmas have been circulating behind the scenes of the league. But now, according to Kevin Sheehan of the Team 980, it all indicates that we will indeed host the Dallas Cowboys on December 25th, and the game will be broadcasted by Netflix. That's right, our biggest rival, on a full holiday, in front of millions of people around the world. The most likely time is 1 p.m., but there's a chance it could be 4:30 p.m. Just this alone would be enough to blow any fan's mind. Now think about it. Facing the Cowboys on Christmas before a global audience carries immense weight. And what does this mean? Total pressure. As much as we love the team and cheer with every game, we can't ignore that the emotional and physical impact of this decision could be enormous. Players and coaching staff lose that family moment. Preparation needs to be adjusted, and on top of that, the schedule doesn't help at all. And let me tell you why. Just 5 days before, on Saturday, December 20th, the Commanders will face the Philadelphia Eagles, another divisional rival, in a high-stakes game with national broadcasting. The NFL scheduled this duel as part of Fox's doubleheader, which would already require extra effort from the team. Now, with this quick turnaround between Eagles and Cowboys, the difficulty level rises. These are two crucial games in less than a week, with a direct impact on standings. As a fan, I feel torn. On one hand, it's amazing to see our team back in the spotlight, receiving attention, being placed in prime time. This shows that the new regime is changing the franchise's image. But on the other hand, it seems like the NFL doesn't care about the involved fatigue. It's as if we're paying the price for finally being taken seriously. Is this fair to the players? The positive aspect, and yes, there is one, is that this roster has proven to be more prepared than in past seasons. With a good mix of experienced players and energetic young talent, the Commanders have the tools to face this kind of challenge. The new leadership under Dan Quinn has already shown professionalism and a focus on results. But, let's be honest, facing two divisional rivals in 5 days is not the kind of test any team wants during the final stretch of the season. Moreover, this final stretch, in weeks 16 and 17, could be decisive in defining the direction of the season, whether it's a playoff spot or even the survival of the ongoing project. Playing on Christmas might seem glamorous to the public, but for those living the heavy routine of the NFL, it's a minefield. And all this amid a campaign that already promises to be full of twists and tight games. The margin for error simply disappears. That's why this news needs to be carefully analyzed. It's not just a pretty game to watch. It's about strategy, preparation, scheduling, and above all, about the future of a team that's trying to rise again. And you, the fan, have a fundamental role at this moment. We need your support. Comment below if you'll be tuning into Netflix on Christmas, and especially, how do you see this moment for the Commanders?